So it is currently January of 1984, and I think we're doing okay. But I definitely think we could be doing better. If we have a look at December of 1993, we happen to lose just over $51,000, and I'm definitely kind of concerned that that's going to be the trend going forward, because we haven't released anything in a little while. If we go and look at the releases and we sort by release date, our most recent release was a year ago, and whilst Sergeant Stabby Face did do $358,000 last month, and whilst it has sold 161,000 copies, it could be doing better. And we're not going to be making a sequel to this anytime soon. We're not doing any expansion packs for it. We could maybe do an update, bring the audio up to date a little bit. We could use Rhythmic Forge 4, which is a fantastic name. I guess we can do that. I don't think it's the worst idea in the world to have these guys do it. There's a couple of bugs that could be sorted out as well. And I mean, in terms of porting, we could, I don't know why I have the audio team doing that. We'll have the game dev team look at porting. Active users, there's really not much for it to go to. There's not a lot of active users. It's just not selling. So let's have a look at the competition and see what's been going on. If we sort by releases in here, Sergeant Stabby Face game FPS is right here. There isn't another, oh, there is. The Battle Annihilation came out there. It came out the month before Sergeant Stabby Face, 284,000 active users. It is good and inspiring. Stabby Face was great and inspiring. I just think it might be because my publisher wasn't very good. So I'm hoping that now we're going independent with Space Command 3. We can maybe pull something off here, and we can maybe do some good things. Now let's give the Stabby Face update to the game devs, which makes sense. They are also going to be working in Space Command 3. And I'm thinking that we are probably at the point, even though we're not necessarily making money, I think we're more or less at the point where we probably do want to start looking towards getting ourselves into a skyscraper rather than just this building that we have here, especially given that we have just lost $113,000. So our sales are continuing to drop, which makes sense. Our bills are consistent, salaries consistent, all that good stuff is relatively consistent, and it's frustrating is what it is. But I'm hoping that this is just sort of a lull in the success of Nerdosoft. What I'm hoping for is that going independent is going to be the best thing we could do. I'm hoping that because, you know, we're not dealing with publishers, we can just market it ourselves. The downside, of course, is that we also need to print it ourselves, and that's what has me a little bit worried. Now, let's get this Stabby Face update out the door, and I'm gonna just lease this room is what I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna go and make it look the same as the one down below, so the interior is gonna be, I'm gonna go dark and the floor is gonna be a little bit lighter. That is totally fine. And my thinking for this space is that some way, somehow, I'm gonna do distribution in here. Now, I haven't entirely thought about how I'm gonna do this, and I haven't really thought this through entirely, so this might be a really bad idea, but my thinking is that, in theory, I can probably go in here, and I can do a pallet right about here, and I can do a pallet right about here. And I need some conveyor belts between them because the products need to drop down onto the pallets. And then I'm going to need some printers. So if we do a pallet here, because you have to place the printers on the pallets, I can potentially do a couple of printers on this side as well. We can go and say that we want a bit of an elevator there, there, and there, and then an elevated ceiling mounted conveyor belt right there. And so in theory, if I put this here, and I put a couple of printers on these conveyor belts, just like this, we now have 3 printers feeding those 2 pallets, which should give us a grand, oh, that's not the button I'm looking for, should give us a grand total of 72 boxes or 72,000 copies of any software per month, which is fantastic. That is what I'm looking for. And that's important. I want the 72,000. I would like more than that, to be perfectly clear. I'd like a lot more than that if I could get it, but I think this is about as good as it's going to be for this space for now. And the reason I'm looking for as much as possible is because I'm hoping for some good sales. Now, it's important to keep in mind that in the 10 years since Space Command went out, it has sold 382,000 units. So we should be fine. We really shouldn't have too much of a problem here with these printers. That is assuming that my marketing team doesn't happen to do a stellar job and we don't run into major problems with not enough copies, but I'm gonna be hoping for the best with this particular setup. I'm also kind of thinking that I want to go in and maybe just change the color of these conveyor belts. I don't really know what I want to change them to, but I want to change them to something or other. So let's change that sort of yellowy color to, I don't know, the yellow is the slowest conveyor belts. We could have went faster, but we just don't need them. So I think I'm just gonna go for white, to be totally honest. I think the white is a pretty good look on these guys. So we'll select all of those, change this to white as well. We'll select these conveyor belts down here and change those out for white as well. I think it looks kind of decent. And then the pallets, I think I'm just gonna change them. I don't need to do this, but I'm gonna go for like kind of a gray so it matches the room. And the printers are probably fine as they are. So that's our printing room. We can now print our own products, which is very exciting. We're also seeing pretty good progress with Space Command 3. So as much as I wasn't expecting that we were going to release it this year, I think we're gonna. I think it's going to be a 1994 release, assuming that we don't happen to have any competitors coming up. So we have an antivirus software, Worm Immune 4, is going out in March. We have Office software in December. We have, as long as I don't see an RTS game anytime soon, I think we're all right. And by the looks of it, there's no RTS game this year or next. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to look at marketing Space Command, and I'm going to say it's going out this year, 94. When did the last one go out? That's the important question. So Space Command 2 was December 89. Space Command, the original, was November 84. So let's do Space Command 3, November 94, exactly 10 years since the first game. And it is likely, per tradition, going to be the end of a trilogy. That's kind of how we, create a narrative around the games that we make in Software Inc. So yeah, we're going to say November of 94 for Space Command 3. We will announce that. And then my marketing team needs to go to work, is what they need to do. So marketing, you guys are all going in there with that press release. I need you guys to start sending out press builds, and I need you to start hyping this thing as well. So marketing is finally going to be earning their keep, which is fantastic news. And we should see the results of that press build pretty much immediately, is what I'm thinking. If we have a look at the Software Times, pre-release review of Space Command 3. The target demographic doesn't really know who Nerdosoft is. We haven't really heard about Space Command 3. It looks amazing. It has all the new features. It will release November 1994. It has 45 followers. That's really unfortunate. I was hoping for a little bit more than 45 followers, but sure. That's what we're dealing with, I guess. And it's climbing, so it's doing all right. We're slowly working through this press release as well, which is great news. It's not going to be done today, but I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. We're also losing even more money, which is terrifying. It's now up to 284,000. So we really don't have as much time to make things work here as I was thinking. Oh, no, we're actually doing all right. We didn't lose quite as much. Minus 67,000. We actually just boosted sales of something. We just went from 912,000 to 1.2 million in sales last month. So let's have a look at past month profits. Sergeant Stabby Face just shot up to 414,000 last month. That is actually pretty good. I'm actually quite happy about that. That is what we're looking for. Now, it would appear that the marketing team is done with the press release. We'll send that out. We shot up to 268 followers, which is fantastic. So we'll have hyping being the priority there. Reverb 3 is coming along in its second iteration. Pixel 2 is in its third iteration. Space Command 3 is actually nearly done in its development phase, which is fantastic. The art is holding it back just a little bit, which is honestly totally fine. Not the end of the world on that particular front. Is there anything we need to update elsewhere? So 20,000 active users for Pixel is pretty solid. There's a few bugs we could probably sort out. Space Command 2, we could do something there. Sergeant Stabby Face has a bit of love that it needs. And Nexus, I want to say we should probably update that. So bring the networking up, bring the 2D up. Let's just get everybody on this. That seems like a fair shout, just getting everybody working on this. So 2D, game dev, audio, we'll just get 3 of them there. We'll patch the bugs and that'll be fine. And I think for Sergeant Stabby Face, just because there are quite a few bugs, we'll say the game dev team can go and deal with that. We'll also bring 2D up to date, which is not what we're going to do, actually. That is 100% not what we're going to do. We're going to bring Pixel up to date first so that we can continue to use it when it comes to updating our games. So the 2D team is working on updating Pixel. We'll get that done as quick as we can. Nexus is coming along really nicely there as well. Pixel is going to be a top priority for that team so they can get it done as quickly as possible right about there. That is looking good. And that should mean that Sergeant Stabby Face can now be updated to 2D 1991 using Pixel, which is fantastic. That is going to be the game dev team working on that one, so get it updated. Space Command 3 ready to go into beta. It's fantastic. I feel like I'm all over the place. I feel like I'm juggling right now. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, I'm going from one thing to the other, to the other, to the other, and it's really fun. What we do need to do though, is start printing copies of Space Command. So we're gonna say a maximum, which is basically how many copies do we want in stock before the job is paused. I'm gonna say for now, 25,000 copies is probably fair enough. We can easily do that in a month. That should be no problem whatsoever. And I'm hoping that we can get a good few bugs sorted out in this. I'm also thinking that we probably want to continue to send out different press releases for this thing, just so, you know, we'll send out some pictures, we'll send out some text, we'll talk about it, we'll get people interested and excited for Space Command 3. We need people to care about this one. You know, we're losing money. We need people to care about this one. It is a very, very big deal. Let's also make sure that Sergeant Stabby Face gets updated because people do seem to still enjoy it, which is good. 6.9 million active users on Nexus, by the way. If we have a little bit of a look at that, we have pretty much none of the market share, which is ridiculous. I'm not I'm not particularly happy about that. We have that 10% cut. I'm going to bring that down to 8% and see if we can't maybe start, you know, signing some people to our platform. I'd really like to get some people on Nexus. I think that would be kind of fantastic to do. I'm also thinking for Pixel 2 and Reverb 3, we are probably not going to go through the full 4th iteration. I think 3 iterations in the design phase is more than enough for those guys. So we'll really not be too worried about it. And I'm thinking as well as that, I think my goal today is get Space Command 3 out the door, hope that it's a huge success, and if it is a huge success, we're going to move into the Skyscraper. If it isn't a huge success, I don't know what we're going to do. I haven't really figured out what we're going to do. Also, Erica here is ready for a little bit of leadership education, which is very exciting. You could handle hiring, which means you could also do meetings, which is very exciting. Let's get you to do hiring because I like the sound of that. And apparently I need to educate. Who else needs educated that I need to handle here? That's what I'm wondering. Do you, as a leader, what do you do really quick? Let me just, can I look at your team? I'd like to look at the accounting team and just see what's going on there. So accounting has 3 people in it. Accounting, has it always had 3 people in it? Did we not have more than that in accounting? We only have 3 accountants. That explains a lot, to be totally honest. That explains so much. I don't know what possessed me to only do 3 accountants. I'm genuinely a little confused there. It's been a minute since I hired them, you know, so I'm really not too sure. Let's, I guess, go to employees. Let's go to you. Let me change your role. I don't really care if you're a mentor, so you're not going to be doing that. That should be fine. Accounting, HR management, handle wages, handle this, educate up to level 3. One of them can be educated. Level 3 HR leader. So you, hold on a minute. Did I not just do that? What did I just, can Can I? Oh, you're probably going to go and be educated in that, right? Yeah. Okay. So you're not there yet, but you will be, which is totally fine. So HR management, we want 2 employees and we want them to be specialized in accounting is what I'm thinking. And I'm going to say, honestly, high salaries, that should be fine. So once the accountants that we have go, we should end up with some better accountants, which is totally fine, or we just expand the team. And speaking of expanding the teams, I've been thinking a little bit, which I know is dangerous, but I've been thinking, and I'm thinking it's probably about time that we start looking at research, because I've been reading about this, and I've seen some comments talking about this. There's been a lot of comments talking about research and how I should dive into research, specifically, at least in a lot of my reading, systems research, because systems research can make you a lot of money. Now, admittedly, it's only 5% of royalties, or potentially 5% of royalties. But what's interesting about systems research is that everything uses systems. Everything that gets designed uses some kind of system, essentially. So if I could get this with 13 level 3 system designers, I could make a lot of passive income. I could potentially make millions. I'm kind of thinking the same with hardware. I think that could be kind of interesting just to see how that goes. If we stay on top of it, we would need 5 level 3 hardware designers. 2D could be kind of interesting as well. That could be kind of exciting. 3D, audio, I mean, all of it realistically could be very exciting, but I think systems is what I want, which requires 13 level 3 system designers. So that might be the first new thing that I do when we get into the Skyscraper. Oh, I've also just realized I hadn't hired a courier just yet, and well, I have now done that. You can see the courier pulling in just over here. The courier arrives at about 8 in the morning every day, and my hope at the very least is that they'll be able to grab everything from here and take it out, and it looks like they can absolutely do that. We're also going to send out this press release for Space Command 3. We will send out another press build for Space Command 3, and I'm going to try my best to get one more press release out the door before this thing releases. It is October next month, and then it goes out. I'm not 100% sure that we're going to finish this, but I'm hoping that we have some good marketing going on here. I'm hoping that we can make some money off of this thing. I'm hoping it's going to be successful. It needs to be. For the sake of this company, it needs to be. Oh, here we go again. Oh, they got a new car, though. Oh, good for them. Well, maybe not. maybe not good for them, but you know, I'm glad they're moving up in the world. We're not. You know, we're worried about where our next meal's coming from. We did 25,000, which is all right. Seems like sales are kind of bouncing back, but you know, good for the burglars, I guess. they're doing, yeah, got a nice little hatchback now. I suppose it is 1994. It seems like the type of car. I don't want to imply anything about the people that drive hatchbacks. I don't mind hatchbacks myself, but as far as burglars in the 90s went, I feel like it, you know, it would have been something like that, you know, ish, maybe something like that. That seems more 80s though. Anyway, moving away from that, Pixel 2 is in its 4th design iteration. Just because we're in a tricky spot with the company, I am going to move into development. We're not going to give it that 4th design iteration, and we're going to make it the top priority for the 2D team. They should get through it pretty quickly. There really shouldn't be too many issues with that one, and this press release is not done, but we're going to just send it out the door, which is totally fine. Let's see, ready to show off Space Command 3. It's those guys again. Nice. That's good. The target demographic doesn't know who Nerdosoft is. Might be the next big hit. All the features, try it in the near future. Nerdosoft keeps annoying us about Space Command 3. Not well known in the market. Okay. I think we might be okay. I mean, we've put a lot of press releases out there for Space Command 3. I think at this point, all we can do is hope for the best, right? I think that's what we do. It's also very early, November 1994. It's very early in the day. Let me release this and see how we're looking. I'm hoping for good things. That's not good. That is good. That is also good. That is fantastic, actually. So these guys don't know who we are. They're going for Tactical Valor Legion 3. I don't care. Space Command 3 is an ambitious idea by Bella Goth. Plus, we never encountered a bug. Space Command 3 is great quality, and Bella Goth knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. I don't want to order all those copies, but I'm thinking marketing campaign. Let's do just the marketing team. Let's give it a $15,000 budget and hope for the best on that one. Let's look at this and see how we're doing. Marketing is sparse. That is not good. That's really, really not good. But it is independent. It's outstanding as well. It is our first outstanding product, and it's inspiring. Here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna say port it immediately to Badger 2. Let's also put it on all of those systems. Let's give ourselves another 3 million potential consumers. Let's immediately update this as well. That's really important. We're gonna go Pixel. We are gonna say audio comes up to date, which is gonna be, unfortunately, someone else's product. That's okay. Systems will come up to date as well. Less than a year. Game devs can do this. I'm hoping nice and quickly. I am going to put everybody on it, I think, is what I'm going to do. We're going to get everybody working on a nice day one patch for Pixel, because I think that's going to be really important, just to make sure that immediately it is top of the line, best thing you can get your hands on. Let's also get these guys working on the port, because I'd like it to be on Badger 2 at the very least today, which I think we might be able to do. No, unfortunately not, but oh boy, that's okay. That is okay. Space Command 3, 0 active users, negative $15,000. That's fine. We can work with that. We can totally work with that, right? We can totally work with that. Oh boy, let's see, how are we looking? Negative 15,000, 1.4 million. Okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. It's run out of stock. I would have sold more if it didn't. Oh my God. Okay. Let's order some copies. Give me 50,000 copies right off. Actually, I don't need 50,000 copies. Okay, pause. My releases, Space Command, no, I need to go to manufacturing actually. Maximum of 100,000 copies. Seems like a great idea. We can't print 100,000 copies in a day, but we can certainly get a bunch of those copies into the hands of our beloved customers, is what I'm hoping for. Right, so if we go here, let's see, in stock 18,000, that's really not much. 27,000, still not much. I think we need to go and call another courier, is what we need to do. Now this is expensive. This is really, really expensive. It's a really bad idea, but I want rid of these boxes. So we're just gonna get someone in here to pick them up, and hopefully 36,000 in stock, 45,000 in stock. That's 54,000 in stock. That's not bad. I doubt we're going to sell out of those. 1.3, 1.5. Okay. All right. New category of furniture has been unlocked as well. That's exciting. We got laptops, TVs, phone operating systems. Oh, if only I could do hardware. If only I could do hardware. Reverb 3, let's move you into development as well. Let's make you a top priority for your team. Space Command 3 is still being ported. That's totally fine. Is there anything that I have missed thus far? Let's look at releases. Not really. So that's fine. Active users, we're doing all right on that front. How many units sold? 58,000. Okay. I am feeling a lot more content about where Nerdrasoft is as a company right now. I'm definitely feeling a little bit more content. Let's look at updating this guy. It is going to be the game dev team working on that update just to fix all of the bugs that are going on there. Wow. That was really quick. That's going so quickly. Oh my God. They're doing amazingly well with that. All right. We'll just let them go. Once the day is done and they're done doing whatever they're doing, we can finish that update and I guess just continue to work on whatever bugs are left tomorrow. That was kind of fantastic. $1.5 million on a $15 million or $15,000 marketing budget. 1.4 million. It's going down. Okay, marketing's still sparse as well. I think I'm gonna crank that budget to like 30,000. Let's see what a $30,000 budget will do to fix that marketing situation, because I don't want it to be sparse. I'd like it to be a bit higher. I would definitely like it to be a bit higher. I will say, getting, 1 point something million every day is not bad. If we look at our overall profits, it is way down there, but that's like 3 months and we've done 3 million. So really can't complain too much about it. I'm excited to see how things go for Nerdosoft with that particular setup. We'll also get that out there as well. So $30,000 marketing budget, up from, 15, which is literally double. Does that improve things? 1.6, it's now prominent. Yes, that is what we're looking for. We want that prominent marketing. We probably want to go to 40,000, maybe 50,000 to get unavoidable. But I think for now, that's totally fine. We're doing really, really well with our money. I think that basically puts us in a situation where we probably do want to move into the Skyscraper now, huh? Which means I need to rebuild all of the offices for all of the teams. I mean, I'm going to be copying and pasting. I'm going to let you know right now. It's going to be copying and pasting. Oh, I didn't file my taxes. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. No, that's all right. It's going to be copying and pasting. That's just how it is unfortunately going to have to be. I think we can also stop supporting the original Space Command. We fixed everything but 2 bugs. I'm not doing that. Let's cancel support. When it comes to Pixel, I think we can cancel that as well. Sergeant Stabby Face is doing fine. Nexus is up to 7.8 million, which is kind of amazing. That's not bad. Some other platform seems to have gone out of business, so I'm going to bring myself back up to 10. In fact, you know what? I'm going to say at 5. I'm going to go 5% and see if I can use that to get my hands on a few other companies in here. I'm also wondering if I need a reception desk to make that happen, now that I think about it. Do the companies need to send somebody? Because if they do, that would make a lot of sense. And I also don't know if the Skyscraper happens to have a reception desk. But I guess there's really only one way to find out. And wouldn't you know, it doesn't, which is fine. I can build a little reception desk in one of these offices down here, and that should be all right. We also don't appear to have any space in this building for individual offices, which is actually a major problem. I hadn't thought about that. Oh, I've got a lot of team leaders. Well, I've got 4 team leaders. Okay. let me lease this. Let's deal with a couple of problems right off the rip. We have unsupported server processes, which is kind of a major issue. So let's get some servers in here. We're gonna have source control, and we're gonna have the store, I guess. So we'll do this as our store server, I suppose. So we'll do something like that. Should be fine. We'll have these guys be, I really don't know what way it needs to be. Let's connect these guys and let's connect these guys. So get you all connected, and let me get some room dividers just to separate all of this. So these guys are going to be separate sets of servers, which is totally fine. This space down here is kind of where I'm wondering, well, could I do some printing? Is what I'd like to do in this space down here. I'd like to get it all into this one room because I think that's probably for the best. So how am I going to do this? I don't necessarily want to do, I don't know. I don't want to do the same thing we did before. I feel like I should be able to have more pallets in here. I don't think that's going to happen though, unfortunately. I don't think there's any way I can squeeze a whole bunch of pallets in here. So let's just not worry about it. Let's just do this, and we'll do this. And then let's do, where do I want to put the printers? Maybe 1, 2, 3, elevate, come over around and in here. 1, 2, 3, elevate and straight in. That would mean having to get rid of these guys, which I really don't want to do. 1, 2, elevate, bring it around, down, couple there, or 1 there. I don't know. We could do, I'm sure there's a lot we could do here. I'm sure there's a lot we could do to make this better. I don't think I'm going to do any of that. I think I'm just going to go for something kind of lazy because I think that's just easier for now. So we'll do this as we tend to do. We will get our little section here and a little bit there. How do I want to do this is the question. I think I would like to have 3 printers. I think that's important to me. So we'll do something like this. And I know this is stupid looking. And I know there's a better way I could do this. 100% there is a better way I could do this. But for now, I think that's okay. For now, that's gonna do the job, and that's all I needed to do. And honestly, that room seems fine. That room is gonna be totally fine. We will probably want to get some industrial ventilation in here, just to keep the room nice and cold for the servers. But that should be fine. Now, server processes, let's make sure they are assigned. So server 0, we're going to rename you. You are the more powerful. That's going to be the store. And then this one is going to be source control management. We will rename you as well. Unsupported processes, Nexus, move it to the store server. And that should keep us pretty good. It has 7.8 million active users. That keeps us all right. So the unsupported processes have been supported, but there is obviously a lot more work to do in here. So what I'm going to need to do is get myself a little reception area in here just to begin with. That is assuming I can do that, which I'm really hoping I can. So reception desk, yes, it is absolutely going to go in here. So let me build, what way do I want to do this? Let's go for something like this is what we're going to go for. And then I want to get myself some room dividers just to sort of border this thing a little bit because I think that looks kind of cool. And I think I'm also going to do a little something like that. So it's kind of encased. I don't know if I love that, but I think it's all right. And I'm going to do this as well. So you kind of can't see into the back. Is that weird? That's maybe a little bit weird. We could probably bring this forward a little bit so we're not taking up quite as much space. Okay, so this took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I think we have just about everything that we're gonna need. Now, this room down here is gonna be our reception. I've decided to go with just a sort of hospital blue looking thing because I figured I might as well. I'm also kind of thinking I might do some sort of carpet underneath this because I think that might actually look kind of cool. So very quickly, we are gonna just put a little something in here just to make this look that little bit better. And I'm gonna grab that blue that we're using for this because I think it might look kind of neat to just go in here and make this guy that same shade of blue, which to be fair is taken from this pattern right here, but I think the entire thing being that same shade of blue could be kind of interesting. So that's what we're gonna do right about there. And it again does sort of make things look a little bit hospital-ish, but I'm sort of okay with that. I don't really mind this whole place looking a little bit hospital-ish down here because it's just kind of, I don't know, neat looking. We will eventually put the Nerdosoft logo in here, but for now, I figured this is kind of what we're gonna go for. Across the hall, obviously, we have the printing area and the server area, which is totally fine. We're aware of all of this. Moving up here, we run into the first office, which is sort of the 2D editor team. It's the leader's office, and we have marketing over this way. The offices, or the development spaces, I should say, these rooms basically are going to look near identical the entire way up the building. There's a little bit of difference here and there with some decorations, but for the most part, they are the same. Same with the offices, Slightly different decoration in each of these, but I decided we were going to go for 3 offices because we only have 3 people at the company that demand their own office. So the other teams are going to be dealing with their leaders being in their offices. Moving up, we have accounting and support. We have audio and more audio because it's a 21-person team. I should mention there are 8 desks in each of these spaces. So the audio team currently has 21 employees. That is going to go up to 8 and 8, 16. 8 is 24, so 25 when you include the leader. Game dev has 2 spaces, 2D editor has 2 spaces, and we have a meeting room up here because I figured, honestly, why not? We might as well get a meeting room in here. And we have cameras the entire way up the building as well because we had to include our own security, which is something I'm going to have to upgrade. So before we start running things, I need to go to manage staff because we have none, and we're going to hire some is what we're going to do. I can also assign rooms now that I think about it. So I'm going to say if I can do a thing, I want to create a group and I want to call this the security office is what I want to do. And I'm thinking that what I can do with that then is manage staff. I'm going to start with security, 1, 2, 3 of them. And I want to say you guys are going to be going to the security office from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. That seems totally fine. I want to hire 1, 2, 3 more. And I want to say you guys come in at 4 p.m. and you are going to go to the security office. And then we're going to get another 1, 2, 3. They are going to come in at 12 a.m. We will apply that. They leave at 8 a.m. when these guys come in, and they're going to go to the security office. These guys are all going to be working the cameras, which I think is important. Now, we do have some outside connections for the building. We have here and we have here. So my thinking is we want to get more security, probably 2 more for each shift is my thinking. So higher security again, 1, 2. You guys are going to be going to the outside of the building. We want to get another 2 right there, and you're going to go to the outside of the building, and another 2 right there will go to the outside of the building. And I'm hoping that's going to be enough to keep away the bad guys. Obviously, that is a lot of staff that we're dealing with, but that should be good. Now, we do need cleaning, and I think it's going to be important that we have cleaning in here. So I'm going to say we want 2 members of cleaning staff. They're going to come in every day at, I want to say 8 a.m. Should be totally fine. We might need more than that, but we'll start with 2. I'm going to hire some maintenance. I'm going to hire IT support, and we do need couriers. Now, what I'm going to do with the couriers is have 1 come in the morning, and I'm going to have 1 come in the afternoon as well. So 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. for the couriers should be fine. In fact, you could probably be 12 p.m. until 4 p.m. That might be a little bit better for you so that they kind of come in one after the other, and we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that we're going to be on top of everything. We can skip to the next day. We're going to be losing a lot of money. A security guard can't find an entrance to guard. That should be fine. Not really too sure what's going on with you, unfortunately. Let's see. What are you assigned to? Clear their room assignments to make them guard building entrances or make sure that the assigned rooms have door. Oh, I wonder if, okay. I wonder if I don't need to have those guys assigned to the outside of the building. So if I go to you guys and I say assign rooms and clear, does that solve the problem? I think it does, although you are, yeah, you're very much on the way to do something, which I'm assuming is go. We do have a security office. Oh my God. I am an idiot. We do have a security office in there. We have this one as well though. And we have a whole bunch of cameras, so it's probably fine. Oh boy. Okay, so we don't have anyone guarding that door. And we don't have anyone watching that door down here either, which is really concerning. So we might need more security, is what that tells me. So we'll go into staff, and we're going to go, I guess. We're going to hire another one. We are going to hire another one, and we're going to hire another one. We're also going to hire a receptionist to come in from 8 until 12. And then I'm going to say from 12 until 4. So that hopefully we can get some other companies making us some offers, which would be absolutely fantastic. I also love seeing my employees use this as a canteen. That seems like such a cool space for a break room. And I'm really hoping we don't get robbed. That's kind of my goal right now, is just making sure we don't get robbed, you know? That would be ideal. Because we have, you know, we have some security cameras up here. They're moving about, kind of doing their thing. We have the awards in the meeting room now. It would be really unfortunate if we get robbed. And I can't help but notice we don't have anyone guarding that front door. We don't have anyone guarding this door up here either. I don't like that. I don't know where my security, there's some. That's good. That's sort of what we're looking for. Still no one guarding that door. Oh no, there we go. I don't think I have enough security is what that tells me. I think we could get robbed. And I don't like that. Huh. All right, we might have to experiment a little bit with this. We also have a broken computer in here, which I'm hoping maintenance or IT support can get to fix, which they absolutely have. It does seem like everything's going pretty well as well, which is fantastic. The offices are looking great. Got me in my my very green office over here, which I'm fine with. I'll tell you what I'd like to do though. Now that we're in this new space, I want to look at my teams and I want to expand them. So marketing has 7 people, including a team leader, which means they have 1 desk available. So if we go to marketing and we go to HR management, we can bring this up to 7 and we can bring in a new marketer, which is very exciting. If we turn on labels, I can see this a little bit easier as well. So looking at accounting, they have 3 people, including their team leader, which means they have 5 desks available. So we can go to accounting, we can say HR management, we can bring this from 2 to 7, which is going to be great for accounting. Very, very excited to get that team doing their thing. Support is a similar story. There is 6 in there, including a team leader. I think they do in fact have a team leader, which is great. So we can bring in 2 more support employees. We'll go here, we'll go to HR management. They don't have a level 3 HR leader. That is really unfortunate. Oh, all right. You can't be educated right now, can you? No, that is really unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate. I probably should have hired someone that can actually do that. Do I want to get a new team leader for support? I don't know that I do right now. I kind of like that they're doing their thing. So we'll kind of leave it be. We'll see how it goes. We'll filter by compatibility for the support team here. Team's compatibility is too low to filter by. Interesting. Okay. that's totally fine. Compatibility good. That seems fine. You can totally do support. So you're hired. And normal, sure. We'll bring 2 more people. I just put them in accounting, didn't I? I just put them in the wrong team. That is not what I was looking for. You guys, who's been with us the least? You 2, I think, are new. I'm pretty sure. I think I just hired the both of you just right now. So let me just double check services. Yep, that's you 2. We're getting moved over to the support team right there is what we're doing. So support is nicely maxed out. The audio team, like I said, now has 24 desks, so we can bring in 4 more employees. So if we have a little bit of a look here, let's say that is going to be 1 more artist. Let's say that is going to be, I don't know that we need more designers, but I'm going to say 2 more designers. I'm going to say 1 more programmer, and that should be fine for the audio team. The game dev team has 16 desks available with 15 people here. So that means we can bring in, I want to say 2 more employees. Let's just double check that I'm doing my math right, which I think I am. So it is, yep, 16 there. -1 is 14. So yes, we can bring in 2 more employees to the game dev team. Are they lacking in anything? They could use a bit of 3D art and they could use a bit of networking. So let's do this manually. I think that would be a good idea. So programming and art, or no. We want a designer and an artist first. We want to get networking. I think that's kind of what we're wanting. So we're wanting to prioritize networking, and that should be all right. High salary is great. So begin looking. We are looking for people to go to the game dev team. Compatibility, you're not bad. Skill, on the other hand, is kind of what we're looking for. You are pretty good at network design, so sure. you're absolutely hired, which is fantastic. So we now have someone on that team that can do network design, I think. And then we needed a 3D level 3 artist. So let's get that as well. So role is art, secondary can be design, and prioritize this is what we're looking for. And we'll begin looking again for game dev team compatibility. Oh, that's not good. You are a good 3D artist, but I kind of need, yeah, we'll go for you. Let's hire you. So that's 17 people on that team as well. They don't have the best cohesion, but they'll figure it out. Accounting's doing pretty badly as well, but again, they'll figure it out. 2D editor now has 16 desks. There are 13 people on that team, which means we have room for 4 new ones. So let's do, I'm going to say 1 more here. I'm going to say, I guess 1 more here and 2 more there. And that should be all right. So that'll bring them up to 16 people as well. And I've been nominated for an award. What are we looking at? Best product. Is it me? It's me! What is it? Oh my God. Space Command 3 just got awarded best product. That is amazing. That is amazing. I'm so happy about that. Okay. I feel like that needs to go on a desk in here. Give me, where is it? Where's my, there's what I'm looking for. Give me that desk right there. Let me put it in Bella's office because that seems like where it should be. And it's going to live right back there. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really pleased about that. Space Command 3, 174,000 active users. We fixed every bug so far. It could certainly use a bit of an update. So let's get the game dev team working on that nice and quickly. Hopefully that gets, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. They nailed that. We've also got some deals coming through. We have print jobs being offered. We have until October to print 844,000. I don't think so. We have until December to do 1.8 million. I don't think so. We get design, manufacturing. Can we do 491,000 copies or something between now and December? I don't know that we can. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure that we can, but I'm tempted to take it and just find out. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. That's problematic. Okay. We would need to be doing a fair bit more than what we're doing right now. So, oh boy. Yeah, that's not good. All right. I might need to figure out a way to improve this setup down here because it's not cutting it. It's definitely not cutting it. I do sort of have an idea, which would involve moving this this camera to a different wall, which I think I can do. Can I put it here? No. Can I put it outside? Interesting. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. Delete the camera. As silly as that might be. Let me put this whole thing here. Let me grab you. Oh, this isn't going to work either. I don't think I can put this above a pallet. No. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought I was onto something there. Apparently I wasn't, which is really a bit of a shame. So yeah, that contract is not going to go well unless I just change the layout of this room, which I could do. We might just want a bigger printing room, which is unfortunate, but I think we're just going to get a bigger printing room. I think we're just going to go up here. We're just going to buy this room and we're just going to turn it into a bigger printing room because I just think at this point we might as well, right? We might as well just go all out with printing and just get something that, you know, has a better capacity. So we'll do something really, really quick here. And you know, I think this is definitely a bit of an upgrade. We have faster conveyor belts, we have more pallets, we have more printers, and if we look at distribution or manufacturing, we can now do 168,000 copies per month, which should be enough to manage this particular printing job, which is kind of fantastic news. That's sort of what we're looking for out of this this particular little task right here. Very happy about that. I'm hoping these things will, yep, they're working. My only concern is couriers. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a little bit worried about couriers keeping up with this. We might need to get a few more of them in. And interestingly, despite the fact that we have spent, 19 companies want access to my digital distribution platform. Let me see how we're doing. We now have 13.3% of the market share. That is what we're looking for. 20 companies have signed up. Let's get this thing updated. Let's bring the tech up to date, bring the systems up to date. We'll just have everybody work on this. We'll send it out for an update there and get that done. Shouldn't take too long to get Nexus up to date though, which is fantastic. So that'll keep it on top of the world. We'll send that update out. Space Command 3, you know what? Pixel 2 is nearly done. I think we're going to hold off on updating Space Command 3. We'll use Pixel for it. This can go out. When did Pixel 1 go out? It was June of 91. So we're not going to be waiting until 96 for this. Let's try marketing this for a very, very quick turnaround. I don't know when our competitors are looking to do things though. It is a 2D editor. Is there one going out in December? There unfortunately is. Oh, could I turn this around for a November release, or is that going to cut into this? I don't think we should. I think we should go for February of 96 for this guy. I think that's that, you know, give the competition a little bit of time. We'll do February 96. We'll announce it. We will get a press release going out. We will get a press build going out, and that is going to be okay. Now, what we will have to do in that case is go to Pixel, and we're going to update the systems. We're going to update the tech as quick as we possibly can so that I can then go and update Space Command 3, because I don't want to wait that long to update Space Command 3. I'm also keenly aware that I don't think we have enough couriers, so let's bring in another, let's see, you know what? We'll just hire another morning set of couriers and another afternoon set of couriers. And that's hopefully going to be enough for us. Now, interestingly, I'm complaining about unmet demands, which is making me super inefficient, and I'm not 100% sure why. Because I am working in the audio team. It's just that apparently I'm not in my office. And the same goes for Bob, who is also not in his office. So the question becomes, where am I? That's what I would love to know. So I'm in here for some reason, which is really weird because I do have, audio and leaders, and I am the audio team leader. I wonder if my computer was just broken. I suppose that's a possibility. Laptops are a little bit more flimsy, so maybe we should get some maintenance in here a bit later in the day. Let's say 12 p.m. for maintenance. Let's say 12 p.m. for you as well. Maybe we call in some more morning maintenance and afternoon maintenance. Maybe we do the same with IT support, both in the morning and the afternoon, so that we can stay on top of those problems and hopefully not have team leaders that are getting particularly upset about having to share offices. That is kind of an issue, and that is something we definitely want to avoid. Now, the good news is Space Command 3 is continuing to sell like crazy. 1.9 million right there. I think with a better marketing team now, let's bring the budget up to 40,000. And looking at these deals, I think we're good for now. I'm not super concerned about those. 163 followers for Pixel 2. Let's send out another press build. I don't know if anybody cares. Pre-release review of Pixel 2. Not well known in the market. Haven't heard about it. Might be a new big hit. Has all the features. February 96. I think we're doing all right. The marketing team's a little bit slow at these press releases, but for the most part, I actually think we're doing all right, which is kind of incredible. I'm really, really pleased in general with Space Command 3. It is our second most profitable software ever, just behind Sergeant Stabby Face, which is still selling, by the way. It's doing a solid 450,000 every month, which is wild. I mean, it's a couple of years old now, so it's good that it's kind of bringing in that regular little bit right there. Quite a few bugs in it, unfortunately, but that should be all right. We'll try and bring some things up to date here a little bit. We'll use Pixel and get that updated with the game dev team. Just have them work on it so that people continue to be happy with Sergeant Stabby Face. The increased marketing budget for Space Command 3, 2.2 million. It's still only prominent though. 2 more companies on my platform. What does that bring me to? 20%. Look at that split for the market right there. And I'm on a 5% cut. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I'm really happy with that. Now, what are we lacking when it comes to Nexus? We're lacking features. So there's new features. That's interesting. Okay. What would those be? What are we looking at here? We probably want to do Nexus 2, I guess, for the for the platform. I don't remember who designed the original Nexus, to be quite honest with you, but I'm tempted to say that we just put everything in here. 100% interest. It's got way more people than it needs. It's going to run in the store server. Design teams. I'm just going to give this to everybody, I think. I think it just makes sense. And then the lead designer could be me, I guess. Did I do Nexus? I did not do Nexus. Who did Nexus? Was it Bella? What have you done before? I actually have no idea. Do any of you have a portfolio that I'm not aware of? Or does Nexus just not count? I guess it doesn't. I'll just have me do it. That seems, I'm not leaving the company, so we'll have me lead that up. It's going to be less than a year. We're massively overstaffed on this. Pretty solid bandwidth requirements, but we should be all right. Let's get this thing developed as quickly as we can. Let's make it a top priority across the entire company. And I mean, design-wise, we're not designing anything else right now, so we should be pretty good. And that makes me really happy. Sergeant Stabby Face has a bunch of bugs getting worked on as well. Pixel 2 is so close to moving into... Oh, we've got this ready to go as well. Very close to moving into its beta phase, which it kind of needs to do sooner than later because it's got a couple of months until it goes out. But, oh, I failed to print those last copies. That's unfortunate. Another company on my platform gives me a little bit less. Interesting. Okay, I've got a little bit less, but that's all right. How much money am I getting from... So licenses are now generating me money because I guess people are using Pixel. Sales are doing ridiculous things. 2.4 million for Space Command is not bad. Deals, that's printing deals. Where can I see? So distribution is here. My digital store is only getting me 124,000. Physical stores are taking 1.4 million of my sales. That's wild. And my reputation took a hit because I failed that printing task. You know what? I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay, and I think we've done enough with Nerdrasoft today that we can confidently leave it there. I think we're in a good place for today. Some employees are unhappy. You know what? They'll live. They'll manage. They'll be all right. I don't know what's wrong with you. Let's have a look here. You dislike a team member. That's unfortunate. You're going to have to get used to that team member. Your compatibility might not be very good, but you know what? You're going to have to deal with it. That's just, unfortunately, sometimes we don't like our colleagues, okay? That's just how it is. We have so many deals. Wow. That is, oh, I forgot about hosting jobs as well. Okay. I am liking where we are with Nerdrasoft right now. We're about to go into 1996, 1.9 million. I have a lot of money due in taxes. That's got me slightly concerned, but looking at it, apparently my accounting team will be perfectly capable of doing that, which is great. Oh yeah, they're so good. Look at these guys go. Okay. I'm a little concerned that this 2D editor is still holding out here, being a month out. We're just going to push it through into beta. We're going to start printing it. We're going to say a maximum of 50,000 copies just to be safe on that one. And I guess in the next one, we're going to find out what happens to Pixel 2. Reverb 3 is not far out. I'm hoping it goes out in 96. And I'm thinking now that we can do printing, now that we can do marketing, now that we're doing accounting, now that we're doing pretty much everything, I want to do two things. And we're not going to be doing it today, obviously, probably start it in the next episode. I want to get a legal team and I want to put them in here. And I want to start looking at research. I want to see if I can take over, you know, systems research and patent that stuff to get myself a bunch of just easy money. The second thing I want to do is start looking at automation. I want to start looking at simplifying the process of making certain things. So Space Command, for example, we could maybe automate that. We probably won't automate Space Command just yet because I have some ideas. Sergeant Stabby Face, we're not going to be automating that because I have seen some of your amazing suggestions for sequel names for Sergeant Stabby Face. But I think something like Reverb, if we rename it to Echo, which I mentioned in the last episode, and someone actually suggested in the comments of the last episode, that could be automated. So that we're just automatically putting out, you know, Echo, Echo 1, or, well, Echo 2, Echo 3. Same with Pixel. I think we'll do Pixel, maybe Pixel 3 could be automated as well. Just keep kind of going with a standard 2D editor. We do need to get into the 3D editor space, but honestly, I think the big thing right now is probably the fact that we're not going to be staying in this skyscraper for very long. I think the next episode, honestly, this one and the next one, probably the only episodes we're going to be in this skyscraper, which means we're getting very close to the point where I have an episode that is like half time lapse and just me building an entire new headquarters, which I have no idea what that's going to look like yet. I have no idea. I'm quite excited about that one, but we'll see how it goes. What I would like to do just before we go is go in here and make sure that this is on every single platform that can possibly have people playing it. I want to do the same thing with Sergeant Stabby Face, put that on different platforms as well with a bunch of active users. Pixel, I don't think we need to do anything with that because the sequel's going out. Space Command 2 is fine. We're doing good. We have loads more money than we had last time. We are so close to releasing Pixel 2, so that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.